Hi everyone, and welcome to another installment of Camera Carnage. I'm Ryan from Seymoure Carnage Photography, back with not just one, but two hacks for you as we talk about getting into tethered photography on a budget. Tethered shooting, right? It's what all the cool kids and the professionals do, and nothing gives an air of legitimacy to your photography like having your camera strapped to your computer like the receiver on an old 80s landline phone, right? Seriously though, shooting tethered has some real nice advantages. Having your photographs pop up on a big screen is a nice thing for you and your clients, and it saves you the trouble of having to import them to your editing software later. Let's say your camera and your software have the ability to shoot tethered, but you're not sure if it's something you're really going to use, or you just want to try it out for grins. You go online and you Google tethered shooting for your camera, and what's the first thing that comes up? But the TetherTools website. And so you start looking, and they've got all these fancy cables, and then you start looking at the prices. Oof, wait, what? $60 just for a cord? This has got to be some sort of magic proprietary special tethering cord, right? It's got extra chips and pixie dust that allows you to connect your camera to your computer, and it'll do things that a regular cord won't, right? No, not so much. Now, don't get me wrong. TetherTools cords are really nice and cut above your average Amazon cord. But are they magic? No. Do you need one to get started with tethered shooting? Also no. In this installment, I'm going to show you how you can get started for less than $10. So here's a few things you need to know up front. Number 1, size matters. 15 feet is about the maximum length that you can use for a tethered cord. Even if you're buying the expensive tether tool cords, 15 feet is the maximum length that they sell. After that, if you need more length, you need to buy an even more expensive powered extension. Number 2, need for speed. This is where things start getting a little bit interesting. If you have an older camera that uses a mini or micro USB connection, you are going to get the exact same performance out of a generic USB cable as you would if you spent the premium for TetherTools cable. Why? Because that connection is USB 2.0 compliant. It's got a maximum of 480 megabits for data throughput. If your camera has a USB-C port on it, that means it's USB 3 compliant, and it can have a maximum throughput of up to 5 gigabytes per second. And that means that you will have to spend the extra money to get a USB 3 compliant cable in order to get maximum throughput. Generic USB 3 cables cost about 2 to 3 times what a comparable USB 2 cable does, but that still puts you in at about half the price of a TetherTools cable. But here's the thing, there are so many variables in your data transfer rates. The processing speed of your camera, the data bus on your computer, the phase of the moon. Just because you get a USB 3 cable doesn't mean that you're going to get 10 times the throughput speed of a USB 2 cable. In fact, it's probably barely going to be noticeably faster unless you're shooting at really high frame rates. Again, if your camera has older tech, it's not going to make a difference. Remember, Camera Carnage is for penny pinchers and enthusiasts, so we look at the most affordable options, even if it means that your photos are going to take a couple extra seconds to transfer. For an extra $17, TetherTools will sell you this thing called the jerk stopper, which is a little leash that helps protect your cord and your camera from damage, either in you just wiggling it around while you're using it, or if somebody, decides to trip or step on the cord. However, I'm going to show you how you can build something that will get you the same result for less than $5. Alright, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Ta-da! Generic USB A to USB-C cable, 15 feet long from Amazon, $9 and change. And look at that, red, visible. Alright, so what about the jerk stopper? Well, all you need is some kind of hook or a clip. It doesn't matter if it's a carabiner or a little plastic clip or an old keychain or a wire loop. You just need some way to attach it to the D-rings on your camera. Then you need to go to the hardware store and get one of these, and this is called a strain relief, and I'll post the specs up on it in the information section. But basically you got your cable and your strain relief. It just wraps around it like that, and it puts a tight hold on there, and you just throw a zip tie around it. And now it's got a secure connection to the cable. Attach your hook to it, and you're set. So let's check out our final product. Ta-da! Check it out. Tether, that's not going anywhere. We've got our sub $10 cable. Let's see if it's going to work. Hey, look at that! Tethered shooting. Less than $10. Easy peasy. Thanks for tuning in to this installment of Camera Carnage. I'm Ryan from Seymoure Carnage Photography. I've left a list of materials down in the information pane for this video. And as always, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions for future hacks or tips, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe to see future installments, and we'll see you later.